O Chaos Emeralds, Gems of Miracles, please heed my call. I wish to save this world. I wish to cleanse my father's sin, and I wish to talk to Sonic once again. You have given me so many things. Now it is my time to return the favor. I care not what happens to me, but please heed my voice. Sonic, come back. To me. To us.
Thank you, Elise.
Alright guys, this is it. It's Solaris, who for some reason howls like a wolf despite having a head that looks like an eagle with giant antlers or something. It's a very strange design. It still looks menacing, phase 2 in particular, but he still looks it's a very strange design. So, this is it, the final boss, and I honestly thought the game froze for a moment there. And you pretty much... I'm not really sure. It's kind of like the fight against the Bio Lizard. I don't know what I'm waiting for here. Oh, and not the best of starts. Yes. First for the Sonic series. Actually, no. Big Arm in Sonic 3 technically did it first. You can actually lose rings in your super form. Thankfully, it's not an instance. Thankfully, you don't immediately lose all of your rings. Silver, throw the rocks. Thank you. So we have 3 characters, and you have to play it in a particular order. Unfortunately, I spent too long, so now we have to. What we can do now is just wait, because we can't hurt Solaris with anybody but Silver at the moment. He just uses his massive arms, pretty much as shields, to block Sonic and Shadow's attacks, and so you have to use Silver's rocks, which doesn't explain why he can block Silver's attack once Silver's done. He just uses his other arm. So let's just show what he can do. Yeah, he just shrugs it off. You can't do anything. So you have to press triangle button. You have to press the triangle button, and that'll allow you to switch characters. As you can see, unfortunately filling up rings is a pretty slow process. Again, it's like Final Hazard. Only, well no, I wouldn't exactly say that was a very good boss either. I mean, your homing attack was flat out broken in that. Unfortunately, Solaris is also using a load of the red eye things. Thankfully, he only uses the red ones, but they also shoot rocks at you. Silver can make great use out of those. Unfortunately, they can also get in the way. So what you need to do is with Silver, he's really not that much different from his regular form. You know, you can use your psychic powers to grab a hold of the rocks and then you can throw them at Solaris. Simple as that. Now for Shadow, you need to hold down R1 to fill up the gauge, and that applies to Sonic as well, but Shadow's much faster, so that you can fire a multitude of Chaos Spears. If you don't fill it all the way up, Shadow will just shoot one less powerful Chaos Spear, and Sonic will pretty much just do, instead of doing his super quick dash, he'll do a much slower, weaker dash. Oh yeah, by the way, the characters always have to have quotes and do these animations, which really leaves them vulnerable to both Rocks and Solaris' laser, which at first isn't so bad, but when you get to phase 2, it becomes a real nuisance. So we have to hit Solaris' core, and oh, see, that's what Sonic does if you do it too early. That was my fault. You can keep mashing the X button, or is it the B button, whatever it is on an Xbox 360 controller. I always get confused between Xbox and Nintendo's button layouts because they're pretty much the same thing. And now we can attack him with any character. So he's lost a lot of his body parts. I'm really not sure what that thing on his back is supposed to be. But thankfully it's working okay at the moment, but a lot of the time I dash right into his core. I clearly hit the core, but for some reason a lot of the time Sonic doesn't actually do any damage to Solaris. And I've no idea why that is. Come on, there we go. But of course that can't be the end. That was too easy.
Is it over? No, it's not over yet. I guess it's not going to be that easy.
Looks like Solaris has transformed again. He's now become the symbol of Hyrule. So, very unusual choice of designs there. Look, that's the symbol of Hyrule. So, I don't know why they've gone for this design, but now, annoyingly, we can only attack Solaris when he's firing his lasers, which can be a real pain when you're playing as Silver. There's a lot more rocks. He's a lot faster with his laser, he uses it a lot more often, he's a lot more accurate, and sometimes he just likes to shoot loads of them. Look at that, I dashed right into him and no damage whatsoever. This is annoying, especially when you're switching characters, because it leaves you just open to another laser attack. This is why I hate the Solaris fight. I don't mind it so much as compared to Dark Gaia in Sonic Unleashed HD and, God forbid, Alpha Whaler Walela. And there are times like that where you can just be dashing backwards and he'll hit you. And the actual amount of time that the lasers are there is also random. And I just have a very hard time hitting him with Silver. It is possible to do. I finished the fight with Silver. And don't worry, you won't lose rings when that's happening. But look, during that animation, Solaris activates his laser and I can't avoid that. It's best to hit him with Shadow. And I don't know why I fired there because I can't do anything. Occasionally when I'm firing with these things with Shadow, Solaris will deactivate the lasers and he won't take damage. Like that, the laser was clearly gone there. But it still worked. Although I swear I hit him when the lasers were up and it for some reason didn't do anything. But it's very difficult to hit him with Silver. And sometimes Solaris just likes to go crazy and fires a load of lasers at once, which can be very hard to avoid. He's not doing that at the moment, though. So, I'm suspicious. That's it. Yeah, there he goes. Just like that. Look, the game keeps freezing. Why is my PS3 having such a hard time loading all of this? But yeah, good luck trying to hit him with Silver. It's very difficult to do. So, yeah. I have to say though, Solaris Phase 1, really underappreciated... The hell was that? A really underappreciated boss theme. Oh god, he's become sentient, he's not firing lasers. Okay, he is now though. A really underappreciated boss theme. Thing is though... Come on Silver, switch. Thing is though, it's a very underappreciated boss theme for a very good reason. Because we now have Solaris Phase 2, which is, to me, the greatest piece of music in the Sonic series. You know, it is such an epic tune for a final boss. You know, it's pretty repetitive again. Besides when it goes into the chorus, because it's an orchestra. I can't say the word now. It's an orchestra version of His World. So besides when it cuts to the chorus, a lot of it is just da 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 da. But it just plays that same tune in like all sorts of different ways, and it is just such an epic tune for a final boss. I love this theme to death. Oh, I was just about to say it looks like he's stopped aiming his lasers at me, but nope. Yeah, I prefer to end this fight with Sonic, but for the sake of rings, let's try and see if we can finish this with Shadow instead. Or maybe not. Unfortunately, Shadow's attacks are not the strongest. Come on, this should be it. There we go. Oh, I can't hear the boss theme anymore. Oh, sad now. There we go. Got our 10,000 points as usual. Unfortunately, I don't have a very high ring bonus. So, again, didn't get the... Oh, I didn't even get an A rank. Oh, wait, what am I saying? It's 30,000 for a boss. That's a pretty high score. I have gotten higher. I did once manage to get into the 50,000s. I've only ever done that once. I've never done it again since. There we go. Finished with an S rank. May not have got it in the previous story, but I think that makes up... Previous level, but I think that makes up for it. I'm still going for that S rank. But that's it, we did it! That is Solaris. Again, if you haven't heard the boss theme yet, listen to Phase 1, it's great. Listen to Phase 2, it's the best. It really is the best. I guess there's more than 175. How many are there? I'm now curious as to just how many of these gold medals there really are. Maybe there's 180. Why, yes, I do want to save my game.
Did you destroy it?
No. That is the true Solaris.
Look, Elise. This is Solaris, the flame of hope.
It's so beautiful.
When the flame has grown large enough, our world will change. Solaris will allow us to control time and move through history. People will be able to rectify past mistakes and avoid bitter fate.
Will we be able to see Mama?
Yes, Elise. We'll both be able to see your mother once again.
This is where everything began. Who knew such a tiny flame could bring such devastation? If we put out this flame, Solaris will never exist. And then we'll never have to worry about the flames of disaster, right? But our encounter... You and I will never meet. It will never have happened. To tell the truth, I don't care what happens to the world.
Bitch.
Elise, just smile.
Solaris is dead. What exactly are they celebrating? Why is there an image of Solaris still on the boat?
Miss Elise? It felt like someone was calling me. I'm sure it's just the wind. Of course. But it felt so familiar somehow.
As the sun shines down on me, I hold the key to give. Take hold of the destiny I may give you life. Can you stay forevermore? Or are you gonna leave for me? Stay close to me, my love. You've taught me that life can be revived.
Choreographer, easy.
With the smiling face, the meaning of my destiny can be changed for your love. I can rule the world, my love. Can you see that we can all survive? If you'll be by my side, the world will be a better place for us all. I will make my way, my love. I know I will never be the same. Sharing of my life, destiny will never be for your love. You know I will rule the world, my love. Memories of you, my heart will feel. Trusting in your love, peace will come to you and me and the world. Peace will
And that was My Destiny, which is pretty much the theme song for Princess Elise. Initially, I never used to like songs that last for a long time because the lyrics are sung quite slowly, but that song has grown on me a lot. The only real issue I have with it is that it describes Elise's feelings towards Sonic, and as we all know, it really should have been Amy that delivered that kiss. And she was surprisingly laid back about it as well. Like, that woman is kissing my man, Hedgehog. But that's fine. She was surprisingly relaxed about that. But that is it. You know, after having to play half of Sonic's story again, having to start from the beginning after being halfway through Silver's story, I have to go all the way back to the start. Town missions, hard mode, very hard mode, silver medals, boss attack, team attack amigo, and the last story. Extra stuff. We're 60 parts in, and we're finally done. Again, if I can get someone around who's willing to play the multiplayer, I don't know that many people that play Sonic. That could come at some point, but don't expect that for quite a long time. In the end though, I don't recommend the DLC by any means. Play the hard mode if you want. Extra stuff, it doesn't matter, because you don't get anything. But when all you care about is just going through the story, then it's fine. Compared to Secret Rings and Shadow the Hedgehog, it's fine. Sonic 06 is by no means a good game, but I do think that it can be a fun one. Yeah, some of it is for the wrong reasons, but I think that a lot of it is for the right reasons. It is a Sonic adventure game. And I think it's fine enough. In the end though, I think this LP has gone on long enough, so I don't think that Sonic 06 is as bad as people say, and I still think there are plenty of Sonic games that are worse than this. Whether it's just because I don't find them as fun or as interesting, or simply because they're just all around bad games. I will play Sonic 06 over all of the 8-bit games. Whether it's Sonic, even if it's something that's considered to be decent, Sonic 1, Sonic 2 Master System. But, you know, I'll play it over other games like Sonic Labyrinth or Tails Sky Patrol. And I'll also play it over many of the others. You know, I'll play this over Shadow the Hedgehog. I think that's the worst of the two. I still think Secret Rings is the worst of them all. Well, in terms of original games anyway. I mean, Sonic Genesis is still the worst. But I can now officially say I do think that 06 is better than Boom. So, in the end, I don't think this is the worst Sonic game ever made. And people that call this the worst video game ever made, I mean, if it's worst video games that you've played, okay, that's fine. But when you compare it to stuff that's like Superman 64, or Bubsy 3D, or go for big rigs over the road racing, then can you really say that Sonic 06 is on the same level as those games? It's a disappointment. That I will say. This is definitely one of the biggest disappointments in video gaming. We were promised so much, we got absolutely none of it. In the end, I'm still debating on whether or not, I'm debating with myself whether or not I think that this game deserves a remake. Part of me says no, the damage has been done. But another part of me says, it's been long enough. I think now we should give it a chance to see what it should have been. Now that won't make all the negativity go away, because everyone will then be going, oh well, this is what the game should have been when it came out. But I would like to see just what potential this game has. I know that there is a person or people working on trying to make a PC release. I hope that they're successful in doing that, and that Sega allow them to do this. This game has so much potential, it just didn't do it. It's very disappointing, but it's not the worst thing ever. I've stated it plenty of times before, if you are going to play Sonic 06, play it on the Xbox 360. The loading screens aren't as long, the graphics are slightly better, there's still plenty of it, but there isn't as much slowdown. Other than that, the two don't really differ that much. In the end, it still becomes a rather miserable excuse for a Sonic game. There's no denying that. Just not the worst thing ever made. Just don't buy the DLC. The only DLC that I would say is even slightly worth it would be Sonic's Very Hard mode. But other than that, don't get Team Attack Amigo, don't get Boss Attack. Don't get Silver's Very Hard mode, and really don't get Shadow's Very Hard mode. Unless you just love self-torture. In that case, I think you're better off paying to see somebody, rather than paying to get the DLC for this. So if you haven't tried it out yet, I will say at least try Sonic 06. But don't bother with all of the extra stuff. If you want to go after the silver medals or play hard mode, I mean, that's alright, because they're still part of the game. But you don't need to go after everything else. Why did I do it? Because I wanted the full experience. And you know what? I still hold no regrets. I mean, when I bought them, I still sort of knew what I was getting myself into, with the exception of Boss Attack. And it ended up just being a bit worse than what I was expecting. Well, that I think about wraps it up. So, next time, when we meet up in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe, I will be playing Sonic Heroes, and I will be playing the GameCube version, so I'll be playing the best version. And I can say that Sonic Heroes is a far better game than Sonic 06. I really hope there's no sequel to this, because that would be, please tell me that wouldn't be called Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's bad enough having 3 games called Sonic the Hedgehog. Do we really need 1, 2, 3 games called Sonic the Hedgehog 2? Well, somehow this game is both canon and, thanks to that last cutscene, non-canon at the same time, because the events of the game were erased Silver comes back with a very slightly new backstory in Sonic Rivals, where his future is still destroyed. Then that isn't the case in Sonic Colors DS. Then it is the case in Sonic Generations, where somehow Crisis City's back. I don't know, maybe Eggman, for whatever stupid reason, decides to use the Time Eater to stop Elise from blowing out Solaris' flame. I don't know. So, I will see you guys in the Sonic universe for Sonic Heroes, but that's not the next game I'm going to be doing. It's time to move back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be moving to something that's far better. We're actually moving into a good game. And we're going back to the PlayStation 2 with The Simpsons Hit and Run. Considered by many to be the best Simpsons game ever made, and of the 4 I've experienced, I certainly agree. It is a fantastic game. I'm looking very much forward to it. But that is, I'm saying but way too many times, that is the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. If there's anything I can recommend for this game, it's the soundtrack. It's the best soundtrack in the series. The theme songs are great, the stage themes are great. Solaris's, the first phase is fantastic, the second phase, one of video gaming's all-time greats. But there's still one theme song that we haven't heard yet, and that is, of course, His World. We've already heard 2 versions. You can hear bits of it after the other character themes are done during the credits. Depending on how long that song is, it would affect how long His World lasts for, or how Shadow's not long. So you hear most of His World, as opposed to My Destiny, which is a very long song, so you only hear a small bit of it. So now, let's hear it in full. I forget the guys' names, but it's sung by 2 members of Zebrahead, who would later go on to sing, who would later get together as the whole group would perform their own version, which we've already heard. It's pretty much the same thing, only that version is twice as fast as this. The second verse was split in half, and the chorus is a bit different. This I do consider to be the best version of His World, and I think a worthy way to end this LP. So I will see you guys when I get back from Africa in about 3 or 4 weeks' time then. I imagine 3. I don't think it's going to be full, like a week and a half to get The Simpsons Hit and Run going. So I will see you guys in about 3 weeks' time with The Simpsons Hit and Run. And I will see you guys then.
He's a rocket and he's ready to go, cause now the countdown has started and he's ready to blow. He's got the dope sounds bumping and his stereo goes fast, putting on a show. Don't wanna get yourself together, there's no time to rest. And if you put the time in, he'll put you to the test. He's like a running man and his world war is less. And if you wanna test him best, bring your best. Don't make me spell it out, bring your best. In this world, where life is strong. In this world, life's an open book. In this world, where compromise does not exist. In this world of worlds, every step meets the rest. In this world, where one is all. In this world, never fear the fall. In this world, where compromise does not exist. His world of worlds, every step meets the rest. Running it back again, well, what'd you expect? Coming out to win 10 out of 10. Got a real rough neck. Spikes up his liberty and straps on his shoes. Cause she's the best there ever was, haven't you heard the news? Intergalactic continental jet running things. Hyperactive instrumental and pulling strings. He's just the one who understands when the tides will swing. So he's breaking down doors, never far away. Come on and psych yourself up, cause it's time to play. Bounce to the beats and the rhymes, cause they're here to stay. The one and only marathon man, living the day. Moving up, coming fast, and he'll blow you away. Because the pressures of this world, they can take their toll. And it's tough to get away when they take a hold. The only way to break free is to cause now the